Have you ever noticed how Gumball is that show that pretends to be normal, but keeps hiding real-life references that fly right past our faces? For example, in the very first episode of Season 7, The Burger, it already comes in kicking, literally, through the doors of pop culture references. After a class at school about the dangers of fast food, Gumball decides to do exactly what anyone would do after learning something important. Ignore everything and sneak off to eat junk food. But then Darwin pops up like a walking anti-snack alarm. And just when you think things can't get worse, Richard shows up holding a joyful burger bag, like it's some kind of forbidden treasure. But Darwin, in a lightning-fast reflex, kicks the bag away. And here's the thing, that tiny moment is actually a reference. The scene is a direct homage to a famous anime heroine who also delivers an unforgettable kick that gets recreated here. Another proof that the Gumball team never misses a chance to turn Elmore into a giant amusement park of anime references. And we love every second of it. Today I'm going to show you the most curious, funniest, and most unexpected real-life references hidden throughout Gumball's 7th season. References most people never even noticed. And what if I told you that Season 7 is packed with secrets you probably never imagined were inspired by the real world? Get ready to be surprised. This is going to blow your mind. The next reference shows up when Gumball and Darwin go to Elmore's supermarket trying to buy healthy food, something that clearly terrifies the entire Watterson family. Excited about the idea of cooking on their own, which is already a safety hazard by itself, they stumble onto sports drinks that promise health, at least on the label. But then comes the best part. Darwin, trying to be responsible, reads the ingredient list and asks if Gumball really wants that, going inside his own body. And Gumball, with his brilliant logic, says that the drink names sound just like those weird names billionaires give their kids. And he's not wrong. This is a sharp reference to Elon Musk and one of his sons, with that name that looks like the result of a math equation mixed with a Wi-Fi password. When you analyze it, it has multiple wild meanings and even includes a reference to an actual aircraft. In other words, even Elmore's healthy drinks come with layers of references that only Gumball could turn into a joke. And then we get to the meeting between Gumball, Darwin, and Mr. Bilderberger, the most suspicious and melodramatic burger in all of Elmore. When he starts singing the joyful burger jingle, the deja vu hits so hard that any Burger King fan raises an eyebrow instantly. The melody is a reference to their famous jingle, the one that almost makes you crave a combo with large fries. And to top it off, Mr. Mont belts out the line, "People are dumb, dumb, dumb," which is clearly a parody of the Whopper, Whopper, Whopper shit tune that completely took over the internet. And it makes total sense. The episode was produced in 2022, the year the creators of Gumball decided to revisit pretty much every online trend, old, forgotten, or revived. So of course they weren't going to miss the chance to include a Burger King reference. After all, if something is as eternal as Gumball causing chaos, it's a fast food jingle getting stuck in our heads. In the episode The Assistant, Nicole meets the super AI, who's so efficient it feels like she was programmed with all the skills Nicole wishes she had, but never had time to develop. When they get to Elmore's supermarket, Aye immediately activates turbo mode, drags Nicole down the aisles, grabs everything they need, and even finishes the online checkout in seconds, gliding through the store at an absurd speed. But the cherry on top comes when Aye ends the scene with a perfect Akira slide, that unforgettable moment from the 1988 anime where Kaneda skids the motorcycle in such a stylish way that it became a cultural icon of animation. It's such an incredible reference that it continues to be used today, showing up in Adventure Time, Clarence, and now shining in Gumball too. 3 decades later, and the Akira slide is still alive, still iconic, and way too stylish for a simple supermarket run. Still in The Assistant, the friendship between Nicole and Aye gets so strong it feels like an RPG duo that just completed a side quest together. And as proof of this new connection, Nicole gets nothing less than a VR headset. From that moment on, we're thrown into another brilliant wink at the VR universe, including a very clear reference to the famous VR Chat, that game where everyone becomes an avatar, forgets real life and spends hours living digital adventures. And to make it even better, Nicole's hairstyles in the virtual world are a whole show on their own. They directly reference Hatsune Miku and Cassien, 2 virtual singers so iconic that the only thing missing was Gumball trying to do an off-key duet with them. Now's the time to do the right thing. So go ahead and click the subscribe button below and give us that extra support so we can keep making awesome videos like this one. In the 3rd episode of Season 7, The Distance, Gumball and Darwin take the concept of inseparable brothers to a level that borders on quantum physics. They get so close that they practically become a single weird organism. They share food, walk glued to each other, and even zap each other's behinds with electricity. Definitely not in the family behavior manual. Things get so bizarre that their parents finally reach a logical conclusion. Darwin needs his own space, so they decide to give him the basement, as if that would solve all the madness, or at least prevent more brotherly electric shocks. But the one who truly sees the future is Anais. The second she hears the plan, she already predicts the disaster and simply floats away. Exactly like the classic scene from The Lorax, when the Lorax levitates into the sky after all the truffula trees are cut down. A moment so dramatic and random that it could only happen in Elmore. When Gumball and Darwin jump into a game called Panda Party Town, the parody is so blatant that even Linux's Tux would raise an eyebrow. It's basically Club Penguin 2.0. Cute characters, an online world, chatting with strangers, and even magical items like the crystal staff, which looks like it was stolen straight from the inventory of some mystical penguin. But it doesn't stop there. Since Gumball is Gumball, they don't just dive into the penguin universe. The scene also throws a wink at another online giant, Roblox. The moment Gumball and Darwin enter the game, a player named Bamboo Booty 97 shows up, and out of nowhere we hear that high-pitched sound effect, the classic Roblox oof that everyone knows. In other words, Panda Party Town is basically what happens when you blend Club Penguin with Roblox in a digital blender and let Gumball smash all the buttons at once.
His website has been abandoned for 3 years.
And still in the episode, The Distance, we get another reference that hits with the strength of a trilogy finale. When Gumball thinks Darwin has ended their friendship, who shows up again? Bamboo Booty 97. And the surprise hits when we discover he is actually Daniel Leonard, a player who instantly relates to Gumball's drama and agrees to help him win his best friend back. And that's when the episode gracefully slides into Star Wars territory. The entire scene becomes a parody of Revenge of the Sith, when Emperor Palpatine manipulates Anakin toward the dark side. Except that, in Elmore, the intergalactic drama is replaced with virtual pandas and friendship crises. To make it even more identical, Daniel looks at Gumball and calls him My Young Panda, a clear pun on Padawan, the title given to Jedi apprentices. Now let's jump to the episode, The Thing, which already starts making any Street Fighter fan instantly electrified. Right from the start, Nicole activates full Pro Fighter mode and unleashes a Chun-Li style lightning kick so fast it knocks every onion straight into the pot, and even hits the stove as if she were chaining a combo. But she doesn't stop there. Right after that, Nicole fires off a Shoryuken worthy of Ryu and Ken to open the oven, which answers with a mystical flame straight out of Dalsim's yoga fire. The whole kitchen turns into a fighting stage, and the smoke threatens to take over, until Nicole slaps the air, E Honda style, clearing everything like a true champion. And to wrap this culinary masterpiece with a golden key, she finishes with another unforgettable Street Fighter classic, a powerful Hadouken that puts everything back in place. The truth is, in this episode, Nicole isn't cooking. She's speedrunning dinner using special moves. Now that's a mom with competitive level skills. In the episode, The Boring, Gumball and Darwin do what they do best, get themselves into trouble, this time with the dreaded Tina. In a moment of pure strategic panic, they ask to go to the bathroom, the classic tactical escape move for anyone who knows they're about to get wrecked. But when they open the door, they don't find freedom. They find Molly, who immediately starts talking nonstop like always, until the boys notice something terrifying. She literally stops time when she starts talking, turning each sentence into a sci-fi level time freeze. Their reaction? Pure shock. Their brains basically hit Alt plus F4. That expression is a direct reference to the mind-blown meme from the absurd and incredible program Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job. Dylan, The Boring. Gumball and Darwin have reached such a desperate level trying to escape Tina that even the wildest idea starts sounding genius, including using Molly's time freeze ability to run wild through the entire school. They mess with everybody, acting like they run the place. Until, of course, Tina shows up in the hall ready to turn the two into floor stickers. With nowhere to run, Gumball and Darwin do what any anime fan would do in a crisis. They decide to become kung fu masters out of nowhere. Then begins an epic training montage-style sequence, and they perform none other than the full, synchronized, and completely useless fusion dance from Dragon Ball. Absolutely pointless for the situation, but amazing to watch. This is when you realize how deeply Dragon Ball shaped a whole generation. Even in Elmore, when chaos arrives, the automatic response is to attempt a miracle fusion. Too bad that, unlike Gotenks, these two only manage to make everything worse. This next comparison may sound a little stretching it, but let's be honest, Gumball and Darwin do that all the time, so the vibe is perfect. During their epic montage of becoming kung fu masters, there's a moment where the two of them appear forging metal pieces like they're competing in some ninja blacksmith reality show. And this scene looks a lot like that moment in Iron Man 2008, when Tony Stark is in his improvised workshop building the first mask of his armor. Except, of course, that with Gumball and Darwin, it's less advanced engineering and more two kids playing with scrap metal thinking they're about to save the world. It's basically the Elmore version of A Hero is Born, except without the hero, and possibly without the metal. Since we know you love videos full of references, details, and Easter eggs, we're leaving 2 really cool ones so you can stay right here with us. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.